Hey, how you doing? So, got to give it up to the community. They're just constantly just giving me the news, right? So the community gives me the news, and then I got to come and break it. And here it is. Zenabis provides operations update and highlights for October 2019. Vancouver, British Columbia, December 4, 2019. Zenabis or the company is pleased to provide an update on its recent facility construction and licensing activities and recent cannabis production results. Highlights: cultivation output in October 2019 increased 71% over September yield, totaling 3,586 kgs of dried cannabis. This was slightly lower than Zenabis' August revised forecast output of 3,758 kgs. Production at Zenabis Alphaville underperformed its revised design capacity by 0.4%, the performance ratio. Zenabis continues to focus on the completion of construction and licensing of Zenabis Langley. Zenabis' total annual cultivation design capacity is expected to increase to 143,200 kgs of dry cannabis on full completion of construction of Zenabis Langley. Zenabis is awaiting Health Canada approval of Part 2A license amendment, which will increase Zenabis licensed annual production capacity by 69% from 57,000 kgs to 96,400 kgs. Zenabis expects to submit the license amendment for Part 2B at Zenabis Langley, additional 14,800 kgs of design capacity, as soon as possible following the receipt of Part 2A amendment. Andrew Grieve, CEO of Zenabis, states, Chief Executive Officer of Zenabis stated, October was another month of strong cannabis cultivation at Zenabis Alphaville. With 22 harvests in the month of October, the facility is now essentially at steady state operations from a cultivation standpoint. The 3,586 kgs of dried cannabis yield is roughly in line with our revised forecast, given 14 of 22 harvests in the month were the first harvests in rooms that were licensed in Q2 and Q3 2019. We are pleased with this outcome. In October, we already solved our previously noted packaging challenges, so packaging is no longer a bottleneck to providing product to our provincial partners. At the same time, we continue to make significant progress on the construction of Zenabis Langley. Love to know what you guys think of this news. How you guys doing? How you doing, Mark Pepper? Shelby says, good day. Call me crazy, but bought a whack more Zena today so I can average down. Smart or not, we will see. Well, you know what? Zena has been a huge nightmare in 2019, and as a shareholder, it's been very disappointing. But the one thing I do like about this company is that they're still going. They're still going. Products are on the shelves. They're growing. They're moving. Let's continue. The revised design capacity harvest weight was derived by converting the actual square footage of flower room space and the forecast canopy for each specific flower room into a kilograms per room per day figure based on Zenabis' historical yield data at Zenabis Alphaville facility based on the yield performance in the 3 months ending June 2019. For the existing licensed facility at Zenabis Alphaville, Zenabis Stellarton and Zenabis Langley Site A, Part 1, Zenabis expects to produce approximately 11,653 kgs of dried cannabis from November 2019 through January 2020. That's a good amount. That number keeps growing. This is what's getting my attention. This is what's getting my attention. I'm not telling you guys to buy Zenabis. Zenabis has been a nightmare. Okay. Anthony Russo says, hey, Rick, how you doing, Anthony? Infinite Possibility says, do you still have hope in Zenabis? Well, I'm a shareholder. So as a shareholder, you always have to have hope. I'm reading the news for anyone who's a shareholder to educate the public. I'm not here to tell you what to do with the stock. Okay, I'm not here to tell you to buy the stock. It's been very risky. The entire cannabis sector has been extremely risky. Okay. But I just want to break this news down and then you guys can make your own decisions. Okay. But this has been one, for me, of the biggest disappointments in 2019. I'm not going to lie to you, because this is a product that is on the shelves. These are guys that are essentially as big as anybody in Canada. They've been receiving government grants from the government. They're working with Shoppers Drug Mart. They've got licenses to do business in every province in the country. And they've got relationships with Tilray, Heritage Cannabis, Tantalum Labs, Starseed. I mean, unbelievable. So it's just frustrating to see them going down. I know why, because they have money issues, but it's good that they're growing. They expect to produce 11,653 kgs of dried cannabis from November 2019 through January 2020. That's a good amount. Like, the revenue on that's going to be pretty substantial. So contrary to past forecasts for November that included 1,650 kgs from Zenabis Langley, representing achievement of 100% of the current design capacity, Zenabis updated forecast harvest output from Zenabis Langley for November is approximately 20% of the current design capacity of Zenabis Langley. Consistent with past experience, Zenabis remains confident that Zenabis ramp-up challenges have been addressed. Zenabis remains confident that Zenabis Langley's design capacity will be achieved after ramp-up challenges have been addressed. The following table sets out Zenabis estimated aggregate monthly harvest for Zenabis Alphaville and Zenabis Stellarton and Zenabis Langley Site A, Part 1 for the remainder of 2019 and January 2020. Wow. So they went from 1,238 in July to 1,996 in August, 2,089 in September, and now a huge jump to 3,586 in October. Love to know what you guys think about that. To me, that's big growth. That's huge growth. I don't know. I see growth. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I see growth. Kyle says, hey, Rich. Hey, team. Infinite Possibility says, I was the first to like today. Thank you guys for the 22 likes. I really appreciate you guys. If you guys could find it in your heart to hit the like button, really appreciate it. If you guys could share this video so that other people that are interested in learning about this can get it, that would be great too. Ryan says, I bought 15,000 more today also. Wow. I hope you win, man. I really do. I'm not suggesting everybody or anyone should be buying this stock. It's very risky. Andy Hoyle says Zenabis will prevail. Infinite Possibility says, no hate for Zena. I hope their stock goes up. I do too as a shareholder. I really do. It's been very disappointing. What I get from reading this is that they're getting bigger. This is what I'm getting from reading this. And that's what I like, is to see companies that are growing. Now, I'm not suggesting that they've addressed their money issues. They have money issues. We know this. That's the problem. Ryan Hannon says 50,000 shares now at 77 cents. Hopefully they go to $1 and you'll be able to make some good money, my friend. Andy Hoyle says, I'm at 5,000 at 28 cents, going to average down. Infinite Possibility says, nice, Ryan. I hope you get mad profits. Armando Perez says, hey, Rich, hope you're well. The market is so stressful. I have 3,800 shares of VFF. I'm a bit concerned with their dispute against EMH. I love my company. Any input for the community? I think Village Farms is going to be fine. They're going to do much better than EMH. They got lots of money behind them. They're going to be fine. I wouldn't be too concerned about them. I think with EMH, they're priced kind of high. They've had a big year. They've gone up a lot. So you have to be careful that they could go down. And the one thing that I want everyone to understand with the cannabis sector is there's a lot of volatility. And if you get a chance to take your profit, take it and run. That's just the reality. Even if it's 10%, take it and go. Take it and go. Rob Amara says, picked up another 25,000 shares yesterday, looking for more if some money frees up elsewhere. Hope you win, bro. Anthony Russo says, you got to let us know in the States. Sorry, some messages popped up here and I just lost my. You got to let me know in the States how the 2.0 drinks are once they come out. Yeah, I mean, we'll give you guys tutorials. We're going to do videos. We're going to do reviews like we've already started with cannabis, CBDs, and we're going to continue to. I don't want to push it because it's still considered illegal in America. So we have to be careful with censorship, but I'm going to try, as much as I can, guys. Kyle says, always remember you don't have to make your money back in the same company you lost it in. Yeah, revenge trading is always very bad. And a lot of times a company that goes down isn't always going to go up. So you have to be very, very careful. But one company that's been going up, that went down, that's coming up really, really well is Liberty Health Sciences. They're one of my top 10 picks for December, and they have not disappointed. They have been on a rampage. Another one of my top 10 picks for December 2019 so far that's just slowly creeping up every day is Trulieve. Number one, guys. Trulieve is number one. I told you guys they're number one. Everybody now knows they're number one. They've been number one now on my top 10 for 4 out of the last 5 months. And even the 1 month they were not number one, they were number 6. So I've put them in my top 10 for 5 months in a row, and they've moved up from $10. Today they hit 18 in Canada. I think they finished around $17.50. Trulieve is number one. Andy says, the game ain't for the weak. New stores and 2.0, the money is coming soon. It's just about revenue now. Now it's like real business. Now this is no longer just hype. This is about revenue. Franco says, Cannabis 2.0 coming December 16th. ACB just diluted some more shares. They are over 1.2 billion shares outstanding. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Apple's got over 4 billion shares. So I'm not too concerned about that. Let's continue to read this, and I'll get into some of your guys' messages. Zenabis Langley. The first phase of Zenabis Langley, Site A Part 1, is licensed and operational. Zenabis has reached substantial completion on Site A. Part 2A, Zenabis has submitted a cultivation license amendment for Site A Part 2A and expects to receive Health Canada approval of that amendment in December 2019. Zenabis intends to submit a license amendment for Site A Part 2B upon the receipt of Site A Part 2A license amendment due to Health Canada regulations. Zenabis cannot submit an amendment while another amendment is outstanding. Zenabis remains focused on converting the remaining phase of Zenabis Langley Site A Part 2C. So they break down everything. So at Zenabis Stellarton In November 2019, Zenabis pre-roll production capacity at Zenabis Stellarton reached peak daily output of 40,000 units. Nice. I know that they had a problem and they were doing like 10,000 a day. Now they're up to 40,000 units a day. That is progress. I like that. As a result, Zenabis has the ability to produce 1.2 million pre-rolls per month, up to 1,200 kgs of 1 gram re-up pre-rolls. Zenabis has also submitted a sales license application for Zenabis Stellarton and expects to use this site as a fulfillment center and packaging processing facility upon receipt of this license. Zenabis Delta. Zenabis is currently in the process of constructing extraction and post-processing capacity, a product development lab, a formulation design lab, and a full ISO certified analytical testing lab at Zenabis Delta. This construction project is expected to be complete in the first half of 2020. So there's a lot going on. Wow. So they have still a lot going on. As operations ramp up in multiple locations, resulting in a significant greater number of harvests per month, more time will be required to consolidate data and release publicly as part of our regular operational updates. Consequently, the company expects to release its operational update for a given month within 6 weeks following the end of such month. Zenabis is a significant Canadian licensed cultivator of medical and recreational cannabis and a propagator and cultivator of floral and vegetable products. Zenabis employs staff coast to coast across facilities in Alphaville, New Brunswick, Delta, Aldergrove, Pitt Meadows, and Langley, British Columbia, and Stellarton, Nova Scotia. Zenabis currently has 57,000 kgs of licensed cannabis cultivation space across 4 licensed facilities. Zenabis has 3.5 million square feet of total facility space dedicated to a mix of cannabis production and cultivation and its propagation and floral business. Zenabis expects its Zenabis Alphaville, Zenabis Stellarton, and Zenabis Langley facilities to have a licensed annual production capacity of 143,200 kgs of dried cannabis by the second quarter of 2020. 7 months. The Zenabis brand name is used in the cannabis medical market. The Namaste, Blazery, and Re-Up brand names are used in the cannabis adult use recreational market. And the True Buck brand name is used for Zenabis kombucha products. Here's the news on Zenabis. Love to know what you guys think. Is this good news? Is this bad news? Did the stock go up on this news? Did the stock go down on this news? I think there's some good news in there. I think there's some bad news in there. Obviously, delays is never good. Not meeting their revised design capacity, a little bit less than what they thought they could do, despite the fact that they almost doubled. Could come back to haunt them, but I still like the fact that they did grow. So that was positive. So there's some positives and negatives in there. Love to know what you guys think. Love to get your feedback. Anthony Russo says, I may have to take a trip up there to check them out. Yeah, it's surprising that you guys wouldn't get that in America, but I guess that's one of the advantages of being in Canada right now. I mean, you guys have a lot of advantages in America. There's some here in Canada. So, it is what it is. Come down to Canada and have some beverages and some cannabis and some edibles. Why not? We'd love to have you. Kyle says, I was heavily invested in CGC, weed, taking on losses. I sold at a loss, sadly, but invested in True Leaf and got all my losses covered, and I'm in the green again. Nice. Good trading. Franco says, Andy Hoyle, Canadian market is not big enough for everyone. Kyle says, I don't like Trulieve more than CGC, but I like money. Hey, I agree with you. Kyle says, I wouldn't invest in companies that aren't profitable unless you're ready to hold for a year at least. Yeah, this sector has been very volatile, and 2019 has been very, very crazy year for cannabis stocks. That's for sure. Franco says, growing pains in Canada with MJs. I think that all companies have growing pains. I think that if you didn't have growing pains, then you wouldn't be human. So I think that this is normal. And I think that we're going to come around. And there's some people that are making predictions, first week of January, first week of December. I'm saying, I'm just going to throw it out there, December 27th is when the resurrection starts. That was when it started last year. I'll just put it out there. I think it could start on that day. I'll throw my name in the hat and we'll see what happens. JTX says, hey, what's up? I just read the press release. Yeah, I mean, love to know what you guys think about this press release. Anthony Russo says, we're going to have a party on December 16th, Rich. Yeah, I'm sure somewhere we'll be celebrating. Armando Perez says, Rich, are you successful with momentum trading? I think right now that's the best way to trade this crazy cannabis market. But on big news and sale within the same day for a profit. Yeah, I mean, everybody can trade however they want to trade, right? Like my trading strategy is buy stock. If it goes up and you're up 10% or more, take your profits. If you're down, hold. If it goes down more, hopefully it's a good company. You've done your research and you can buy more to lower your cost. And then same strategy. Then when it goes back up, sell, take your profits and run. This is the way I trade. It's the way I've always traded. The key is to invest in the best companies from the beginning. If you invest in the wrong companies, they could come back to haunt you. Some of the companies that I've invested in 2019 have done really well, and I believe are going to have a great future. Some of them have not done very well. I still believe they'll have a future. Some of them have not done very well, and I believe maybe they may not have a future. That's just kind of the way the markets work. That's the stock market. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Franco says, this is a brutal year, 8 months in the red. When will the bleeding stop? I think it's going to stop soon. We've got edibles around the corner. I think we've seen a lot of companies are starting to really ramp up their revenue growth. We're starting to see new stores opening up all over Canada. We're starting to see members send videos of stores in their neighborhood. I think that this is a sign of what's to come. JTX says, I'm so pale with all the blood spilled. JTX says, I've also been checking out and subscribed to Upswing Trading. Mitch, very thorough. Yeah, Mitch does a good job. Blaine says, hey, Rich, have you heard anything about when CGC will announce their new CEO? No. I keep thinking it's going to be soon. I heard it was going to be before the end of the month, and now we're into a new month. So honestly, I keep hearing it's going to be a surprise. So who knows? Maybe it's going to be Bruce. Cowboy USA says, what is the USA Zena symbol? ZBISF. Five Finger Limited says, what's up, boys? Hey, how you doing, buddy? JTX says, Rich and Mitch should do a video together. I think we will. We will. He's been busy. I've been busy. Christmas time. A lot of things going on. JTX says, Sugar Bud is doing a rights offering like Zena. Looks like everyone else now is copying Zena, eh? Interesting. Hey, no problem, Don. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Kevin Morgrain says, I have 7,000 at 78 cents Canadian, waiting patiently. Finally, some good news. Yeah, I don't know how great this news is. I wouldn't say it's good or great news. I think it's an update showing that they're moving in the right direction. There are some positives there. They're able to do 40,000 pre-rolls a day. That's pretty huge. That's 1.2 million pre-rolls a month. Like, it's big. And their kgs went from 2,000 to 3,500. It's big. It's almost double in 1 month. I think that that's a good sign. I think it's a good sign. But there's delays, there's money issues, so there's still issues there. It's not a perfect company. That's why the stock is down. JTX says, I am very passionate about the sector, still in its infancy stages. Yeah, I mean, so was the tech sector, right? And look what happened there. We just have to be patient. This is going to take time, but there are some winners. Liberty Health Sciences and Trulieve are two that have been doing really well recently. So there's still going to be winners along the way, even through the bloodshed. Rob Amar says, be good to know about whether they are stockpiling or moving the product. Oh, they're moving the product. Their product is being sold. I've been showing you guys product. From what I've heard, they can't grow it fast enough. People like their product. Mark Pepper says, the cannabis sector needs some continuous good news, which will spark the sector as a whole. Yeah, we had some last week for 3 days. And, we saw the sector come back 25% in 3 days, like a rubber band. So I believe that we'll see that again, and we're going to see a lot more as the revenues grow and edibles get on board, which is only going to be in less than 2 weeks. Five Finger Limited says, with this no trading fee from Charles Schwab, I've been entering my picks very slowly. Yeah, and I'm also right now working with Webull. If you guys want no fee trading, you guys can. I'll have a link down below of the Webull platform and app, which I think is a great app and great platform. You can do options trading on there. They're going to get Forex trading. We're getting into Forex trading. You can do short trading on there. There's a lot of amazing things you can do on there. They've got the option for NASDAQ level 2 quotes, scanners, paper trading portfolio up to $1 million. And if you sign up and put $100 in your account right now, you get 2 free stocks up to $1,400 in value. Just saying. Cowboys USA says, thank you, Rich TV, for free advice. Hey, it's my pleasure, man. Lucky Dog says, which one is profitable, Labs, RTI, or VGW? Well, Labs and VGW are more profitable than Radiant. Labs and VGW, VGW has 5.5 million in adjusted operating income, and Valens Growworks is a good company. I like them a lot. I think that these prices for them are good too. And Labs has 5.4 million in adjusted operating income. Both of them are two of the most profitable with a positive adjusted operating income in all of Canada. Five Finger Limited says, hit the like for the #1 show, Rich TV Live. Thank you, Five Finger. I appreciate you, man. Mad respect, man. Mad respect. Jason Garza says, hey, Rich, happy to be home from work. Time to burn, baby. Purple train wreck is tonight's flavor. Zenabis is a baby still, though. Thank you for your feedback, guys. You want the link to Webull? Okay, hold on. Let me get that for you. Love to know what you guys think of this news. Do you think Zenabis goes up tomorrow on this news? Do you think they go down tomorrow on this news? Love to know what you guys think. I think for the most part, it seems like it's pretty good news. Love to know what you guys think. Try to get you guys the link for Webull if you guys would like to get on board. And I'm going to be working with Webull, guys. I like these guys. I like their platform. I like their app. They got a really good scanner that scans for gainers. They got pre-market They got post-market. I mean, they got everything there. So I really, really like them a lot. And actually, it's in the link down below of this video. I'm looking at it right now, but I'll just get that link. I still think this sector is really, really just getting started. I think the potential is so great. So many people are talking about cannabis stocks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And despite the fact they've been down, it's still one of the most talked about sectors in the world. And that, I think that kind of tells you what people think about this sector. And I believe that this sector's been unfairly just obliterated. I think this sector's been unfairly obliterated. And it'd be nice to see it turn around. It really would. Would it really be nice to see it turn around? Here's the link to Webull. Put it right there. Here you go, guys. And love to have you guys be a part of it with Webull. And you guys can actually be influencers on Webull. And you guys can get a referral link. And then you can get your friends and family, whoever wants to get trading, onto Webull as well. And Webull is a great platform. I mean, I can't tell you guys, like I did a video on them today and I showed the chart and all the analysis they have there and all the tools. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna give Robinhood a run for their money. Big time. Yeah, Imagination Park, man. Imagination Park. We were talking about it in our Telegram yesterday. We were talking about it in Telegram yesterday. It was at 2 cents. We're like, yo, this is a good buy. And bam, exploded today, 3.5 cents. I mean, this is what we do, right? In real time, in the Telegram group, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, literally everywhere. Facebook groups, Telegram. I mean, it's crazy. Don says, a good job, Rich. Keep it up to everyone. Hi. How you doing, Don? Good to have you here, brother. Kyle says, I don't think the Canadian bleeding didn't stop till spring, but it's just what I'm thinking. Hey, you know what? Whatever it is, we'll be ready. We're going to be here. We're not going nowhere. We're not going to stop. And we're going to continue on our journey here. This is a revolution. This is not going to stop. RD says, Bruce is coming back to CGC. Wouldn't be surprised. I think that would be the best news. That would revitalize the entire sector, don't you? Lucky Dog says, I look at it as would I work in the industry? And the answer is yes. I look at it as I'm creating a company and I expect a 3 to 5 year to profitability. Too bad the government is the dealer. Yeah, that's where you get a lot of problems. Jason Garza says, Rich, how long do you think CGC will be the leader flagship? Well, they got more money than anybody else. They got Drake. They have Drake. They got Martha Stewart. They got Seth Rogen and Snoop Dogg. That's all I got to say, man. Lucky Dog says, Banking Act, very good news. Yeah, I think it's great news. Jason Garza says, the only way the sector will run is if the U.S. passes some supportive legislation soon. I think that the Canadian sector is going to run. I really do. I think the Canadian sector has been beat down. I think they're going to run. And I think they have a lot of reasons to run. And I think the U.S. sector will run as well. And it'll be on the growth because the growth will continue. There will be some downs. There will be some negative things that will happen along the way. It's not going to be perfect, but there's going to be a lot of growth. Exponential growth. Five Finger Limited says RTI is going to explode when the next report comes out. It's very possible their revenue is going to grow by 1,000%. Mark Pepper says, like the news on Zenabis. Yeah, I think it's progress, right? John says, Brazil legalizes medical. Yeah, the whole world is going to legalize, guys. It's just a matter of time. Brent Jagger says, I use Webull. There you go, buddy. How do you like it? Kyle says, we will see some of these companies go belly up. Keep that in mind when dumping your money into them. Yeah, it's very true. Some of them are going to lose for sure. There's currently 444 companies, 22 new ones coming, but some will not make it. Some will not make it. They're not all going to make it. Mark Pepper says, like Planet 13. I like Planet 13 as well. They're one of my top 10 picks for the last couple months. Smoking559 says, I just keep adding more to my positions. I've been a believer in the industry since I heard about it. It's people like you, Rich. Keep that bringing the good information that keep me grounded. Yeah, and don't just go out and buy something because I'm talking about it. Speak to your financial advisors, do your due diligence, do your research. I want to create an open forum to talk about stocks. It doesn't have to be cannabis stocks. The reason why I like the cannabis stocks is because I'm a cannabis enthusiast. But I also like cryptocurrencies. I also like Forex. I also like tech stocks. I also like gold stocks. I actually like all stocks, but I just don't see another sector that has as much news as the cannabis stocks. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I like talking about it. There's a lot of people clearly every day that like to talk about it. So why not be the place where we can just come and talk about it? But if you guys have another pick, I don't care what the pick is. Let us know if it's options, if it's futures, if it's Forex, if it's cannabis, if it's crypto. We can always talk about it and always have an open discussion here to talk about what we think could be good and what could be bad. Brent says, Michigan just went legal. Illinois goes full in January. Yeah, it's going to be big. Cowboys USA says, since I started watching you, things got better for me. Hey, man, I'd love to hear that. Mark Pepper says, I also like Liberty Health Sciences. They've been on fire. Cowboy USA says, thank you, Rich, for the free stocks. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Cowboys USA. All right, guys, I got to run. Thank you guys for watching. Love to know what you guys think about the big news from Zenabis. You bought some RTI shares yesterday. I hope you win, man. And 500 Labs, good picks, man. Good job. Josh says, Rich, in your opinion, which of the biggest companies is at the most risk? Medman, Saniva. Those are two that are big risk right now, I would say. They're in trouble. You know, even Zenabis is in some financial trouble. They need to fix that. If they can fix that, and I hope they can, they could turn out to be a massive winner for us. But I have no guarantee that they can fix it, and I can't control it. So don't go and buy it just because we're talking about it. I'm an investor. I'm a shareholder. I'm a believer as a shareholder. But I also am very realistic in saying that 2019, with the few exceptions of Trulieve, Medicine Man, most recently Liberty Health Sciences, Valens Growworks, MetaPharm Labs, Grow Generation Corp, IIPR, Innovative Industrial Properties, Scott's Miracle Grow, those 8. With the exception of those 8, hasn't been great. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Love, peace, and harmony. I know everybody's like, Rich, you know, you don't do enough analysis. I'm going to do more analysis. I want to make you guys happy. I don't want no haters. I don't want no trolls. All the trolls saying, Rich, you don't do any analysis. I'm going to start doing more analysis. I'm going to be using Webull. I'd love to have you guys join me with Webull. Let's build a huge Webull army. That way we can buy our options on Webull. We can do short trading on Webull all in one place as a community. I think it's a great idea. It's a great plan. And I'm excited about the future, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for joining. If you're not winning, you're not watching. It's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. And I'm out. Peace. Trulieve is number 1. Liberty Health Sciences is on fire. It's true. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.